election headquarters.
Welcome back. As crime takes center focus of politicians across the state, in Shreveport, city leaders and residents share their candid thoughts about the state of crime in the city.
During Tuesday's City Council meeting, Councilwoman Ursula Bowman invited well-known Shreveport resident Alan Oliver to address the council after his niece was a victim in a shooting over the weekend.
Thank God my little cousin is going to live. She got hit in the head, and for those who don't know, those guys were chasing the young man. They were after him. She was sitting in a car with 3 of her other friends, and the bullets that they were shooting at him, one of them hit her in the head. But thank God she's going to make a full recovery. But what about the young man who lost his life? What about the other black folks that keep on dying in the black community? You know, we got to hold ourselves accountable.
He's asking for a larger police presence in parts of the city.
That intersection of Hearn and Hollywood, I frequented a lot on my way to Southern Hills, and there's been weeks, you know, and I'm not one of those that believe that go with that snitches get stitches stuff. If I see it, I'm a snitch. That's just the way it is. And at that corner, you got people in the intersection doing donuts. Every business is packed out on a Sunday night.
Councilman Grayson Butcher of District D, which covers areas of South Shreveport, says no neighborhood is an exception.
I'm telling you, if you live in a white community or a predominantly white community and you think that you're exempt to this type of violence, you're wrong. You're wrong. And Shreveport is unsafe. You're exactly correct. And for us to live in this bubble that it's not is just not right.
Well, the Louisiana Office of Alcohol and Tobacco Control will resume enforcing a law restricting the sale of vapor products. This comes almost 2 months since the law was temporarily halted. Jasmine Dean reports.
In just a couple of days, vape shops like the one here at Blazing Clouds will have at least half of their inventory containing vapes and nicotine alternative products restricted. On March 18th, Louisiana's Alcohol and Tobacco Control will resume the enforcement of prohibiting vapor products and nicotine alternatives not on the state's vape directory. The initial bill, signed into law back in June of 2023, prohibited the sale of electronic cigarette products like vapes under certain circumstances. It wasn't until January of 2024 when a judge granted an injunction temporarily stopping the restriction. Sam, the owner of Blazing Clouds Vape Shop, says vapes, vaping products, and nicotine alternatives are a large percentage of shops like his.
So I'd say like vapes are like 60% of the business pretty much, so it's a big hit.
In addition to restricting certain products, the ATC will fine any retailer or manufacturer who displays or sells a product not on the vape directory. They will face a $1,000 fine each day each product is available or displayed until it is removed or added to the directory. Sam says once the law goes into effect, this will have an impact on not only his business, but other businesses that carry and sell the restricted items.
There's a lot of stores in the state that are really going to be affected by stuff.
He says he believes the restriction is a way to crack down on vaping, and he's not sure if he will be able to sell the items before the changes are implemented.
There's no way that we're going to sell what we have right now in a couple days, but we'll try.
In Lafayette, Jasmine Dean, KLFY News 10.
Our Port Authority meeting was expected to be heated. One of the topics on the table, a new amendment to the ongoing lawsuit filed by the district attorney's office.
It happened the way I played it out to happen. They wasn't going to come out and give any kind of statement on what they're going to do or whatnot. We'll soon find out, but as of right now, they're not going to do it.
Officials say the new amendment to the lawsuit names the St. Bernard Port Authority as a defendant and gives details of a 2020 cooperative endeavor agreement where they transferred the property for the project to the Port of New Orleans.
You know, the suit was filed by the district attorney against the Port of New Orleans, and the Port of New Orleans essentially said, you got to bring in the Port of St. Bernard also as an indispensable party. And so the Port of St. Bernard has to make a decision as to what their position is going to be in that lawsuit.
At the meeting, public comment from residents who say the location of the terminal is too much for the area.
Your predecessor commissioners made an egregious mistake, and you have the opportunity to correct that mistake.
Those opposed say though the fight is far from over, they hope both the Port of New Orleans and St. Bernard Parish prioritize the citizens of the parish.
And this is a long way from a done deal. The Port of New Orleans at this point has only established that they've created a 1,000-acre parking lot. And they're proposing to bring these gigantic ships 80 miles upriver to a deadlock location. This is just an example why this is never going to happen in St. Bernard.
I hope they join on with the district attorney's lawsuit and we fight this as one. It's the right thing to do, and hopefully they'll uphold this, what the citizens of St. Bernard Parish want them to do.
And the effort to send Louisiana National Guard soldiers to help Texas on the border is now underway. 50 soldiers are headed to Texas to help under the title Task Force Lone Star. This is the first of 3 rotations, with each lasting 30 days. Soldiers were mobilized after approval from Governor Landry. While at the southern border, soldiers will assist the Texas National Guard with patrols. A total of $3 million was approved to help pay for this deployment. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are working to keep some recipients of Medicare and Medicaid covered. We'll tell you what one senator from Louisiana is doing to help. Stay with us.